Well, I think we're live. Hello, everyone who is watching right now. Welcome to the first ever Builderdude35 live stream. Hopefully you can see and hear everything correctly. You should see me in the top left corner of the screen, and currently it's showing the little splash screen for the stream. But we're going to get to watching some really exciting robots today. I'm so excited. We had 8 people submit their robot videos, and that's what we're going to be watching today together. And in total, we actually had, let me check the highest count. Oh, there's no number. But when I counted yesterday, it was about 85 people who had signed up for the competition. And we had something like, it looks like 30 of you posted scores, which is really, really awesome. And then of that 30, I got 8 videos, which is what we'll be watching today. So, I mean, before we get started, I just want to say thank you to everyone who followed through with this challenge and participated. This was a big experiment for me. I've never tried anything like this before, and I had a lot of fun putting it together, and I hope there's more fun to be had watching the videos. And it looks like Sergio's got something good going on, and I know Sergio submitted the video, so we'll be able to see that as well as a few others. I made an unlisted playlist, which you can see here. I'm gonna make this public basically after this stream is finished, and so these are all the people who submitted. They're in no particular order, or more accurately, I should say, they're in order of when people sent them to me. So it's not like the winner is going first or anything, or first or last. And I think, oh, hey Steven or Stefan. I just want to say something in the chat. I don't know if so let me just say I'm completely new to the streaming. It's a little bit of a learning experience for you and for me. And so I don't know if there's a way for me to see the chat while we are presenting. But I would love for you guys, while we're here, if you guys could all just go ahead and make some noise in the chat. That would be really fantastic. So let me just get back to you. Cool. And then I think we're just about ready to start watching the videos. Of course, I also want to say a thank you to Cognition Robotics for helping sponsor this challenge, for kind of helping me design this. This was kind of a wild idea that I had, and they helped me design this line following map, which is what all of you guys participated in, and built your. They also provided the sample robot, and cool. It looks like we got some chats rolling in. Just a note on the live stream, there's like probably a 15-second latency between when I speak and when you hear it. Not that we really need to do anything about that, but it's just something I noticed in testing. And I think with that, we should just go ahead and we'll get started with watching the robot submissions. I have not seen any of these yet. I mean, the red bar would indicate that I'm lying, but I accidentally clicked on some of them. But this is all completely new to me, and I'm seeing them for the first time. Oh, cool! We got Sam to pull up. Thanks so much, Sam. Sam lives with me actually, and so does Yassine actually. We got the boys representing from back home, MIT. By the way, I'm broadcasting live from MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Well, currently in Boston. So I think without further ado, let's get started by watching the challenge submissions. So first up, it looks like we have Julian. It's off to a strong start. He's rounding the first corner. I wish I kind of knew more about how you guys implemented your line followers, because I always love the nerdy kind of technical details. But it looks like Julian, if I'm correct, might be using 2 sensors to line follow, because the black line is centered between the 2 of them. So passing down the step, and this looks totally solid, honestly. No kind of jankiness or wonkiness going on. Just looks very confident following this line, and it looks like it's maxed out on speed for the sample robot. Now he's coming down the final steps here, this last ramp, and he's about to cross the finish line. And he's going to do it in 48 seconds, which is pretty impressive. Now we are on to the next one, which is, sorry, I just want to see who submitted this. This is Damalare. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. I'm sorry if I messed that up, but let's see what you got. It looks like this is a very long take, so I will skip ahead to the last one, which I presume will be your best run. So let me just find where that starts out. Oh, interesting. It looks like the screen recording got spaced out a whole bunch. So I wonder if I can make this. So not quite. So I'm just gonna skip through the video because it's a little bit choppy. Like the frame rate on your screencast just ended up kind of slow. No big deal. I understand it's new to a lot of us. And line follower coming around, and let's see what your time was. So it looks like you're right about to cross the finish line at 45, getting closer. And you came in right around 48 seconds, which is also very impressive. I feel like I should be narrating these like a Formula One commentator. I could bring so much energy. Too bad there's not multiple robots at once, because I feel like if we were crashing into each other, it would be super duper interesting. Hold on, sorry. I realized my playback speed is super wonky. I gotta turn that back down to normal. So I see that you are using OBS. Sorry, let me see your name. Naomi. So this is Naomi's submission. Naomi is like me, is using OBS, which is the software that I'm using for the stream right now. It's also what I use for all my screen recordings. And let's see the run. Looks like you might be having a similar problem as before, where you dropped a bunch of frames in between. So yeah, it kind of teleported you over. So unfortunately, we also won't get a live action video with this one, but we can see what your time was and how it stacks up to the others. Let's see where you come in, Naomi. I didn't quite show it at the end of the video, but if I can go back, it looks like at the beginning 49 seconds was where you were. So it looks like high 40 seconds is the kind of like if you're really into optimizing the performance of the sample line follower that Cogmation gave us, high 40s looks like kind of where the money is, and that's where everyone seems to be clustering. But I am expecting that we might get some custom robots in here that might be able to beat that record. So let's see if we got any. So this is one. So this is by Prowler. I don't know what your real name is, but the user name is Prowler. And so let's see. This looks like a custom robot. I could see right off the bat. So this is the first of our fan-submitted, completely designed robots. For those of you watching at home who don't know the context behind this competition, everyone is provided with a sample robot. So that's the hardware that they can choose to use, but they can also build their own robot from scratch, like this person did. And everybody, no matter whether you're using the sample robot or not, everybody makes their own line following algorithm. So the programming is definitely going to be different among all of the robots. It looks like we have two medium motors in the back driving the robot, which have a faster rotation speed than the EV3 large motors, and we have these tall kind of like motorcycle wheels going on in the back. So this robot should be pretty quick. So let's see what you got. And right away it's off to a rapid start, positively rapid. And I think the bars on the side are kind of cool. I think it's helping you kind of center in the middle. That's a pretty ingenious design. It looks like you kind of wandered off the line a little bit, but then found it again. And you're coming down the final staircase. This is a blazing hot run. Holy cow. 21 seconds. That is stunning, actually. That's amazing. I want to watch that again, if you guys don't mind, because that was so fast. So let's see what we got here. This is the second time watching. Rounds the corner super quick. This is really going at like breakneck speed right now. And it looks like it's using two color sensors on the front. So those, I guess maybe I would presume a 2-sensor proportional line follower. And it looks super solid. And the bars look like it's helping you out to stay in the middle of the line. and this is just a super like blazing hot run. I think was this the winner? Yeah, it looks like this was Sergio's run. Sergio's best time was 21 seconds flat, and that is pretty much exactly what he showed in this video. So congratulations, Sergio. It looks like you're our winner. This is really awesome. We'll come back to this. I want to make sure we get through all of the submissions. In the meantime, let me just check to make sure. Oh, people are still watching. I see people are blowing up the chat, but I actually can't see the chat while I'm streaming. But looks like we got some viewers from Brazil. Always love to see that. As a matter of fact, I would love to visit Brazil someday. So please let me know when a good time of the year to visit is. Hopefully not too hot. Maybe the winter time would be the strategy. So we got this next submission from, who is this here? Oluwatosin. Again, I hope I am pronouncing that correctly. I'm not exactly an aficionado when it comes to pronouncing things correctly, as my friends will tell you. But let's see what you got for us. So it looks like I'll pause this right here because we can see your code. This is cool, I think, because we can see basically what you did. So it looks like reflected light intensity on 2 sensors. So we're seeing a 2-sensor line follower. You're analyzing the difference between the intensity to keep it centered on the middle of that line. Looks like you have a little proportional constant, and the plus 180, I guess, is maybe like an offset, and you're using that to power your motors. So we're looking at a 2-sensor proportional line follower, and let's see what you got. So using the default robot, and it looks like you're off to a pretty solid start. Very confident line follower. As a matter of fact, when I programmed mine, I didn't really have time to optimize it, so I just did a test run. But mine was kind of weird and all over the place. You guys saw it in the announcement video that I released a few weeks ago. So going around the S-bend, still very confident. Looks like this line follower is unshaken. Hopping down the step right there. Rolling down the ramp. Going down the staircase. Coming around the back straight now. And then about to make a right turn on the final bend. And then the final straight down, going down the ramp. Let's see what time you get. Ah, 47.8, or 48.1. It just kind of updated there. So it looks like, if I'm not mistaken, that might be, if it's not the fastest run we've seen with the default robot, it might be one of the faster ones. So that's pretty cool. Hearty congratulations to you. And we're moving on to the next. So Builderdude Challenge VRT. This is submitted by Eni 2.0. In the description, straight and to the point, just says my video submission. And there's 2 spaces before submission, so I added extra emphasis to that space. Cool. So let's see. So this is your code up front, so we can kind of see what's going on here. Looks kind of similar. So we got 2 sensors taking the difference. So 2-sensor proportional constant. Interesting that you both decided to use the same proportional constant, I think. So that's 1.8. I believe the last participant was also using 1.8 as well. So that's kind of cool that you had that kind of convergent evolution onto the same proportional constant. It looks like the tuning of some of the other values is slightly different. Yeah, using unregulated motor to squeeze every last bit of that speed out of the robot. So let's go ahead and see what you got. Downloading and running the program, and then gonna start it on the EV3 brick, and you're off the line. It's lights out, heading up the front ramp, rounding the first corner, looking very confident around this line following course, not fazed by the elevation changes or the curves, but we'll see how you handle the S-bend. Let's see how it goes. Going across the bridge here, approaching the S-bend. Looks pretty solid, Going down the stairs. Sorry, not stairs. I guess it's the ramp. Now this is the stairs. Keeping its composure over the bumpy stairs, going around the back straight, and then approaching the final corner. moving down the ramp. Now we will see what time you get. Oh, let's see it, let's see it. It looks like 47.8. So this might be the fastest time we've seen with the default robot so far. So that's pretty cool. I feel like that deserves at least, you know, a little bit of kudos or brownie points on its own. Because you're still constrained by the hardware that you were given, and then you squeeze the very most performance out of that. So next, I want to see who is this by. Tobena, it looks like. Again, hopefully I'm pronouncing people's names correctly, but I can make no guarantees on pronunciation correctness. And it looks like Tobena actually had the last 2 submissions. So we will watch both of them. And I appreciate you submitting both. So let's see kind of what's going on here. It looks like the... So you may have also had some technical difficulties running the screencast. And like I said, that's okay. It's new to everybody. So this is your second video that you submitted, I believe. Yeah. So let's see if this one is a little bit more, shows a little bit more. Yeah. It still looks like you dropped some frames, unfortunately. You know, it is what it is. Don't stress out. It's a super casual event, and we have all of your times on the leaderboard. So let's kind of see going around, and then does it show the time at the end? Oh, I guess not. And it is actually recommending, this is so meta, it's recommending my own currently running live stream to me while it is going. So we could take a look at the times. Actually, let me just take a quick check in the chat. And it looks like Mr. Kai Masterson has spammed the chat with crabs. How insensitive. Don't you happen to know that I'm allergic to shellfish? No, I'm kidding, of course. So let's take a look at the leaderboard. So we had Sergio leading the pack with a scorching hot 21-second run. That was so super fast, and this was with a design of his own. So he was able to kind of break the constraints of the provided hardware. And it looks like Arturia came in second place with 24.6 seconds, and Amity Blight at 24.69 seconds, actually slightly behind Arturia. And slightly behind Amity then is Luz Noseda with 24.7. It looks like there's a cluster here, 24.8 with Alice. Amity, again, I'm wondering if this is the same Amity. No, it's not. They're from different parts of the world. 24.8, 24.9 from, that is an alphabet which I cannot read, so I won't even try to pronounce that, but our participant from Moscow, Russia. And it looks like, so interpreting these results, so it looks like Sergio is standing head and shoulders above the competition with a robot of his own design. And then I would presume that the rest of these submissions up through, from Arturia up to number 7, are also custom designed robots. And it looks like 24 point something was the theoretical limit for designing a robot to go around this course, at least from what we've seen. And then you actually see a considerable gap where we start with Julian, who I believe was one of the people who submitted a video. I think that was one of the first ones we saw, with 47.9, which was with the provided Cogmation sample robot. And it looks like Julian was able to extract the very most performance out of that sample robot, and it looks like 47 point something was the absolute fastest that you could have done with that. And there's a big clustering in the high 47s / low 48s where we are here, and you keep going. Again, 40s, 40s, and then we jump up to 1 minute again, and then we find my very sad time in 27th place, 1:24, a minute 24 seconds, I should say. And I should have spent more time tinkering with this, but really this competition is not about me, it's about you guys, because I wanted to see kind of what you guys can bring to the table in terms of programming creativity and design. And we saw, some really creative approaches. And just kind of as a side note, I think it's really interesting to see the convergent evolution in people's solutions, like people converging on similar algorithms with similar K values. I think that's really cool. Like, I'm not like sussing you out for plagiarism. That happens in engineering all the time. Like, for example, why do you think all gasoline engines use pistons now? Rip to the rotary engine, but Mazdas are built different. And then it looks like we had a bunch of people who registered for the competition, but were not able to submit a score. But I want to thank you anyway for checking out the competition and participating. So it looks like Sergio takes the cake, and just one more time, Sergio, I would love to watch your video submission. And it looks like you used up all 9 of your rounds, which is awesome. I don't know if anyone else even came close to using that many rounds, or actually, well, this was the test result from Cogmation, so I don't know if that counts. Yeah, so it looks like Sergio from Mexico is the winner of the inaugural Builderdude35 line following challenge with a custom robot of his own design, taking on the challenge at completing the line following challenge at a blistering 21 seconds. And this is Sergio's robot design again once more. Cool. And coming around the final corner, going down the staircase, and going across that finish line at 21 seconds. Very impressive, Sergio. Hats off to you. The Cogmation folks will be in contact with you sometime shortly, I believe, to talk about your prize, which I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is a 1-year license to the Virtual Robotics Toolkit. And I also want to thank everybody else who participated, who registered for the competition, who submitted a score on the leaderboard, and for everyone who submitted the video. This is a lot of fun, and if you guys want to do something like this again, we totally can. Just let me know in the comments if this is something you really enjoyed and you'd like to see it again, and I can talk to Cogmation about designing a whole new challenge for you guys to compete in, because this was a really cool idea, I think, and I'm glad this panned out. And thank you for participating. Also, thank you again to Cogmation for kind of sponsoring this, for making this possible, I should say. They make a great virtual software, as you guys now have experience with, and hopefully you've enjoyed getting a chance to play with it. So with that, I believe that just about summarizes the stream. I want to thank everybody so much for pulling up. Again, if you really enjoyed this, be sure to leave a like on the video before you go. If you're not already subscribed to Builderdude, you should consider doing that, pretty please. And if you want to see us do this again, leave a comment and let me know, and I'll let the Cogmation folks know, and maybe we can put together something new. Thank you so much. I'm going to sign off for the stream for today, and I hope everyone has a fantastic Friday. Have a good one, everyone.